Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Josh and Artemis Show.
Yep, welcome back, guys. Good to see you again. So TPUSA have responded to the text messages which were leaked or released from Candace Owens yesterday. So they have put out some sort of a statement, which we're going to get into. Is it disingenuous? Do you believe TPUSA? I'm not sure if I do, to be honest, but we're going to get into that and also some other news as well, guys. So thanks so much for joining us as usual.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on X, wherever you're watching.
For sure. So we'll share our screen. We'll get into this for you guys. So I'm sure you've already seen this. It's been going around today. So this is Andrew Kolvet. I think that's how you pronounce it. So he's the spokesperson for TPUSA. Someone who we talked about briefly on the show yesterday. And I don't trust this guy.
No.
I think he said the same as well.
Yeah.
I get slime ball vibes from this guy.
Yeah. I get bad guy vibes.
Yeah. But anyway, he's put out a statement, I guess you could say, addressing what happened yesterday. So we'll play you this, guys, and we'll give you our reaction, of course, and have a discussion as usual.
Take the start of this show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there. I first want to say the reason I didn't share that screen grab publicly is because it was a private exchange, and I felt like it didn't necessarily comport with things that were already public. I wanted to not betray my friends' trust in that way. But I did share it with some people in government because it happened really quick. It was, it took 33 hours for authorities to get their suspect. And in those first moments, we wanted no stone unturned. We wanted to leave nothing unturned. So I shared it with a few people. Don't know where it went from there, apparently. But here we are. So one of the reasons, Blake, that I'm glad to have this now public, it was not mine to share publicly, but one of the criticisms we've received is that we don't care, we're not investigating every lead, we're not looking under every stone, and that somehow we're just like, sweeping things under the rug. And when I say that we want justice for Charlie more than anybody else, I really mean it, and no stone unturned. I mean, I don't know if you want to chime in on that part alone, but I have more to say.
Yeah, so it has been so frustrating to have people blow up about this. Yeah. And I've certainly stated publicly the reason I haven't weighed in on things.
Yeah, I mean, he's so frustrated that people are blowing up about this. Someone was literally murdered and the whole world saw it. So yeah, we're going to be frustrated, mate. We're going to be pissed off. We're going to be asking questions. Mm-hmm. What you're selling, we're not buying it. We're not buying your story. We're not buying what the FBI are trying to sell to. Mm-hmm. So yeah, of course. I mean, the fact that he's come out and said he's surprised at the reaction. I mean, what, like, has this guy been living in a fucking cave for the past 2 weeks?
Apparently so, because people just want the truth.
Yeah.
And so why is that a surprise?
Yeah. And Andrew Kolvet said at the start there that he's excited the truth's out. I mean,
he could have put it out himself.
Could have put it out weeks ago, mate.
Could have put it out day one.
Yeah.
He could have defended Candace Owens when she said it instead of just hiding away like a hermit and waiting for her to expose it herself and then him being excited.
Yeah, excited. Yeah.
More like him being scared, because now I think he's thinking, what else has been shared that I shared with certain people?
Yeah, he's shitting his pants.
He's probably wondering that. That's what I'd be wondering if I was him in that position. What else have I shared that I probably didn't want to be exposed, and then now does she have it? I don't know. I don't
get it. I mean, I don't trust TPUSA. I don't think they're giving us any transparency to what happened here. I think they've been putting up constant roadblocks. Candace Owens has been on this from day one, and she's had these texts for like a couple of weeks. And what she's done is effectively play 4D chess with all of these morons from TPUSA and all of their sucker fans, in my opinion. Because she knew that she had the fucking proof. And she was letting it all play out for all of these people like Andrew Kolvet and everyone else to expose themselves for the liars that they are.
Yeah, she gave them a chance to be honest, and they haven't been. And so she basically had enough and was like, all right, fine. I'll do it myself. I'll release the truth because I've got it. And people said she won't have proof. And lo and behold, she had proof, and Andrew confirmed it as well. So, you know, it just goes to show that you can't write somebody off either, because I think a lot of people were hating on Candace Owens for even questioning anything. But at the same time, it was her friend. She's known Charlie for over a decade. You know, like I've said on the show as well, like that's where she met her husband, was at the TPUSA UK event. And like, so for people to just think that she's trying to be, you know, grifting on this, or, you know, what are her reasons? Maybe it's because she actually cared and she wants to know the truth of what happened to her friend. And that's it. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Let's play some more of this.
Is I am an eyewitness to events, and they've said, don't comment on things because anything you say can mess that up. I don't want to mess up any trial for the person who did this.
That's 1,000% right. And I will say, I wasn't an eyewitness. I was not there. I flew to Utah immediately to be with the family and the team, but I was not an eyewitness. So there's that. But I am aware that in my role...
Yeah, so there is that, of course, Andrew, because like the other guy, I don't even know his name, but he said, you know, he couldn't comment on certain things because he was a witness to the murder. Andrew Kolvet just said there that he wasn't. So what's your excuse, Andrew? What's your excuse to not release the messages?
Yeah.
What's your excuse to not, you know, reveal the truth and correct things? Because for the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of rumors, a lot of things what are damaging your business effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have put all this to bed a couple of weeks ago, but you chose not to.
Yeah.
You chose not to. You chose to go along with the lies.
And here's a little sneak peek. We've got more about Andrew Kolvet and what he has to say later on in the show. So you guys like stay tuned, because it's quite a doozy what we're going to play later on.
I just hate lies. I just hate lies. And
I hate liars too.
And even
I
if
think
it's a little small lie,
the micro lies,
like Candace Owens said,
said.
a micro lie, you know, I just call them little fibs or like white lies. But yeah, I mean, there's so many of those. And I don't trust Andrew Kolvet or TPUSA for a second.
Look, I'd be happy to be wrong. Like, yeah, to me, he seems like a bad seed. But if I'm wrong, I'd be happy about that, because I don't actually want him to be a bad person who was so close to Charlie. But at the same time, when people are showing themselves blatant as day, like, he is clearly exposing that he has all of these little micro lies, all these big lies building up, and slowly the little narrative that he's building is crumbling down. And like everything, and like we say, the truth comes out. And when you tell lies, there's cracks, there's slip ups. Like, you cannot just keep living in a constant lie. It catches up to you. And this is literally an example of like F around and find out.
I mean,
because
all Andrew Kolvet would have had to do, he didn't even have to release the messages. All Andrew Kolvet would have had to do is come out and said, yeah, I know that for a fact that Candace Owens was telling the truth 100%. He could have said that weeks ago.
Yeah, he didn't need to expose the proof.
Yeah,
he's at TPUSA.
Yeah, he did not even need to release the messages. All he had to come out and do was say, yeah, Candace is right.
Yeah.
That's literally
and that would have been credible enough, because he's part of TPUSA.
But that's what I'm saying. So, you know, clearly it wasn't about telling the truth, Andrew, was it? It was about you hiding the truth again from everyone. And this is precisely the reason why people have questions. This is precisely the reason why people don't trust what TPUSA is saying. People don't trust what the FBI is saying, because we're being lied to on a pretty much daily basis. Yeah. And even his apology here, or some sort of, or his,
it's not even really an apology.
It's
not really an apology.
Yeah, it's not an apology, but he's like addressing the texts But it's not. But even that seems fake. What he's saying now seems
Well,
fake
it's
to
just
me.
forced because
But that's
if
why
he
it's
didn't,
fake. That's why it's fake.
Yeah, it
That's
is
why it's
fake. It's fake and gay. But
Yeah.
but in all seriousness, it is fake because he didn't just come out and do this out of like the goodness of his heart. He only has come out and said this and done this show because he was forced to. Because if he didn't respond to what Candace put out there and the proof, maybe he's afraid she'll release more. Maybe he's just afraid of,
She's probably got more,
like, their reputation. So yeah, she probably definitely has more, is my suspicion. But he had to come out. If he didn't, it would look really, really bad. It would look worse than what he's doing right now, which still looks bad, but he needed to address it. So I don't think that it's like that honorable of him because his hand was forced. Like he had to address it because it's pretty damning evidence that is true, like that is genuine. So
like someone left a comment on one of these posts talking about this today, and I retweeted it. But he's effectively lying by admission. That's what he's doing here. Because he knew the truth, but he refused to even, bring it up, and like I was saying before, all he had to do was come out and say, yeah, Candace is telling the truth. That's literally it. He didn't have to expose any texts, didn't have to go into great detail. All he had to do was come out and say, yeah, she's telling the truth. But that doesn't fit the story. It doesn't fit the line which TPUSA are trying to toe here. And their supporters, that's what all of this is about. It's about keeping the donors happy. It's about keeping their supporters happy, and it's about keeping their fans happy. Their fans happy. That's what all of this is about. It's damage control. It's damage control. This whole thing, what they've put out today, it's a damage control fucking PR statement. Is what it is. It really is. It's a damage control PR statement. I'm not falling for it for a second.
No. I don't think all of a sudden he woke up today and was like, I need to address this before anybody else does. It's more like, oh, I have to address this today because it's blown up on the internet and I've been exposed.
TPUSA being exposed. Yeah.
Yeah, TPUSA. But I mean, I think he was in that group chat as well. So, and we know Josh Hammer was in the group chat as well. So who else? I don't know. She has yet to release the rest of the names, but I guess we'll find out. She said she will eventually.
I'm patient.
Yeah, I can
wait. I can wait. I'm patient.
Yeah, we'll report it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's keep going.
As spokesman for Turning Point USA, which is another hat I wear, the things I say, I'm cognizant of the fact that things I say could negatively impact an ongoing investigation. All right. But I will weigh in specifically on this issue of Israel because I know there's a lot of fascination. And I just want to say that, we have to let free speech be our North Star here, okay? Charlie was adamantly free speech, and I am not personally going to impugn anybody's character who is asking questions and looking for answers, all right? And I will say that text chain is consistent with public frustrations that he voiced many times, and I know, Blake, you were in the trenches on a lot of this stuff because we were workshopping.
The text exchange is nowhere near what he said in like a public way on shows which I've seen him on or clips which I've seen him on. He's never come out and said, I'm abandoning the Israel movement or whatever it is, or his support for Israel. He's never said that on like a camera. He's come out and said that, yeah, he's concerned and he doesn't like, being called an anti-Semite for criticizing Israel. Which of course is crazy in itself, that's where we are in today's world, where you can say something bad about a country and like you're the worst person ever. But he's I got the text there. Okay.
Yeah. Gonna add that back.
Yeah, we'll bring those up as well in case you missed them.
Just a reminder of what he said himself.
Yeah, so scroll up as well.
Yeah, well.
Just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. And then someone goes, ugh. Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. He's never said that on camera.
And this exchange was 48 hours before his death.
Yeah.
So this is obviously more recent than anything he's done publicly anyway.
And this bit's weird as well. Please don't invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term, in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life, it cuts off, right?
I think it cuts off.
Oh no. Makes life frustrating at times. I think it says at the bottom there.
Yeah, I don't know. Frustrating at times.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's doing that,
but
whatever.
He's never said that on a camera. He's never said that on anything which we've ever seen of Charlie Kirk. So for Andrew Kolvet to kind of, again, it's what we were saying yesterday on the show. They're trying to misrepresent his views. They're trying to misrepresent what he's saying. And they're gaslighting the public, even with their comeback to what Candace is saying about the text. They're trying to spin it even further.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to spin it even further. Like, it's insane. And people need to see this for what it is. They are fucking liars.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
In the extended clip of this show, they go on to say how much Charlie loved Israel, was a supporter of Israel. Like, it's insane. Again, this is like them trying to do damage control on this topic that Charlie, in his own words, literally said that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause. So even in this moment where they admitted the text messages are real and they're not like doctored or whatever, they're trying to spin his own words. Like, no. 2 days before Charlie was shot and killed, he said he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Right there in his own words. So, again, even on this show, they're like gaslighting the public into saying, yeah, but, Charlie loved Israel, the Holy Land. Like, stop. Just stop. This is Charlie's words right here in this screenshot. And just zip it. Like, stop saying Charlie thought this, Charlie thought that, Charlie wanted this. No, just go based off of his words, which were right here, clear as day for everybody to see it.
And also go off all the countless clips which we've seen over the last week or two with him openly being concerned about, how he's being treated for his stance on Israel, for simply asking questions and questioning Israel and what they're doing in Gaza. Like simple, basic stuff, what everyone is allowed to do. You're not being racist. Mm-hmm. You're not being anti-Semitic for criticizing it.
Like, he was America first.
Yeah, but the fact that, he was on Megyn
Kelly.
Yeah, and he was, coming out and he looked really anxious. He looked really, not hurt, I guess, but he looked really, really affected by the texts that he's receiving from people, that the fact that he was coming out and questioning things, just to question things, it's insane. So, for this guy Andrew Kolvet again to misrepresent Charlie Kirk is disgusting. I mean,
in the same stream as addressing that the texts are real.
It feels like every single day I'm calling this guy disgusting.
We don't even know.
It feels like
we don't even know him personally.
It feels like I've called this guy disgusting for like a week, and like every single day for the past week.
But
I don't even know him. But
that's
I'm just going off what he's telling us and what he's showing us and what he's twisting and what he's lying about. And anyone with two eyes can see that what he's doing is misrepresenting what Charlie Kirk was saying. He's trying to gaslight people, just like he was trying to gaslight people with the I don't think it was him, but it was TPUSA about the financials. Yeah. How they were trying to twist what Candace Owens said when she said that, you know, there was that Doge department or something.
Well, it was an internal memo from Charlie Kirk to like everybody in the company.
Yeah, but TPSA came out and said, yeah, well, that's standard procedure, guys. You know, it's
we do audits yearly.
we do but that's not what she was saying. And this is the point we're both trying to make here. That, you know, they're misrepresenting people, they're twisting things around. This is what liars do.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to jump through hoops to even keep track of their own lives.
Yeah, like the mental gymnastics they perform.
You'd be an Olympian.
In the next 5 minutes, you could be fucking, I don't know, who's the greatest Olympian ever? Michael Phelps, the fucking swimmer.
Michael Phelps.
Andrew Phelps, is that what we're going to call him from now on? Andrew fucking Phelps?
No, we'll just create a new mental gymnastics category for Olympians and he'd be the gold medalist.
Yeah,
that's all.
It's just insane.
Like, this is why it's just so much easier to live in the truth, guys. Like, it's just, you sleep better at night. Like, you don't have to worry about all the lies and where you're keeping track of each thing. And, oh no, I said it like that this time. I have to connect those dots again because now it sounds like I'm bullshitting. Like, it just tell the truth. My God. And this guy can't do it. Like, it's like not part of him.
Anyway, we'll link this in, guys, to the description, but I'm sure you've already watched it, but we need to move on. We've gotten some more clips to play. So this one was from Candace's show today. So it kind of ties into these texts as well a little bit. It's kind of like a little precursor, I guess you could say.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. So let's make this bigger so I can read it. So this is coming in from MJ Truth Ultra, who's been keeping up with this
story. Right on top of the clips.
He's right on top of the clips, posting some great stuff. Shout out to MJ Truth Ultra if you're watching the show. You're doing some great work, mate. So update, Charlie Kirk, holy shit. Candace Owens says she has 3 separate people confirming to her off record Charlie Kirk wrote the day before he was assassinated that he felt like they, whoever they is, were going to kill him. Who is they? Candace for now will keep their names off record because they asked, but she urges these people to come forward. Interesting. So we'll play this clip. It's only a minute long, but it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. One more thing rather explosively. 3 people told me off record. 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie. One who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this. The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me. Okay. He did not express that to me. So I am telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I am saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that. Now, again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, you know, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think that he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they? Who is the they that he thought were going to kill him?
I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's kind of scary. I think it's because he knew that he was sort of going in a different direction than maybe what other people wanted him to go into. Like, if he, a day before that, so let's back it up. So a day before his death, he tells these 3 different people that he thinks that he's going to be murdered. The day before that, so 48 hours before his death, was that text thread where he said how he's leaving no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause. So he says that. The next day, says to these people who remain unnamed for now that he thinks he's going to be murdered. And then the day after that, he gets murdered. What does that tell you? That he was obviously worried and paranoid, and that he knew, even though he was being true to himself and saying how he actually felt, that it was going to get him into serious trouble. What you make of that, we don't know, obviously, all of the details, but the timeline is quite tight to where he says it in a group chat. The next day he tells people, and then the day after that, he's dead. So make of that what you will, but it's definitely like he was worried, obviously. And he was probably saying even more than, well, he was likely saying even more than what we've already seen. So to me, he was definitely worried. But I don't think he also wanted to live in a lie if he, let's say, didn't support Israel anymore and was just kind of going along with it because everybody wants him to. If he feels a certain way, he's going to say it. And I don't know what that means, and we don't know who killed him. But that's what it tells me.
I couldn't have said that better, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really have much to add. But yeah, like you said, the timeline is very interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
it's very tight.
2 days before he was killed, those texts. The day before, he's telling people allegedly that, you know, he's scared that but he's going to be killed.
And then the next day he is.
And the next day he was.
So.
And then since then, what have we had? Cover-ups, lies, and
manipulation.
Lies, manipulation, and secrecy. So yeah,
all the things that Charlie didn't stand for, by the way, because like in case people are forgetting, that's not who he was.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear for Charlie or Charlie thought this, Charlie loved that, I'm like, honestly, unless I heard it from his mouth, and apparently now they're making AI voices of Charlie, so I'm even more wary of that.
Which we'll get to next. We'll get
there next. That's a little teaser, but even then I'm like, maybe if it's a video and I can tell that it's not an AI video, I'll believe it. Like if I know it's old and with somebody else who can vouch that, because this shit's getting scary
for sure. But yeah, we'll move on to this next story.
Speaking of,
so again, I've seen some people talking about this, but not many people. But we were watching this last night, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, how?" Like
our mind was being blown last night.
Yeah,
watching this.
So let's play it. So this is Redacted. And,
shout out to Redacted.
And let's get the journalist's name.
It does come up when he comes up on the screen, but
okay, we'll play it. It'll come up. But anyway, yeah, it's not on there.
No,
it's not on there. We'll like play it when it comes up.
But yeah.
I want to say his name's Brian
Ferentz.
Brian Ferentz, but he came out with a story yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but this is him in his own words describing this story about geo-fencing and tracking people who were at this Charlie Kirk memorial and selling off their data to a foreign country. I think
guess which country,
guys? Which country it is.
Ding, ding, ding. Starts with an I, ends with an L. Israel. And Israel is now funding churches, Christian churches in parts of America. I think Colorado, California, Arizona, and
somewhere
Nevada.
Else. Yeah. But anyway,
yeah, we're getting into that now.
Exactly. We'll play this for you guys. We'll link all this in as well. We're not going to play all of this. It's 25 minutes.
It is long, but oh my God.
Well,
it's worth watching the full thing. That's all we like. You've got to watch this full thing.
Headlong into a permanent surveillance state in the United States, something disturbing has come to light surrounding the Charlie Kirk Memorial. Days before that event, Israel reportedly signed a $4 million contract with a California firm called Show Faith by Works. Now, according to new reporting by investigative journalist Brian Ferentz, that same company was behind what they described as the largest Christian geofencing campaign in U.S. history. After the memorial, even Turning Point's Andrew Kolvet openly admitted this on the Jesse Waters show that their tech partners had tracked more than 270,000 phones in and around the stadium. Watch.
break a little bit of news on your program, Jesse. Our partners that do sort of geotagging with devices, they told us that they tracked over 277,000 devices in the vicinity of State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
Wow.
277,000. So that just gives you an idea of the scale of humanity out there. But
yeah, but it also gives you the scale of something darker. Like, how do you know that number? Did these people consent to that? Just so you understand, people who came to the event to mourn Charlie Kirk.
And this is what I was saying before about this guy. I don't trust Andrew Kolvet for a second. He doesn't have your best interests at heart, guys. Whoever's supporting Tpusa and you know, giving donations, buying merch, going to the events, signing up for chapters. This guy
not the same.
This
without
guy
Charlie.
does not have your best interests at heart. Okay,
It's not
he
the
really
same as
doesn't.
with Charlie.
He really doesn't have your best interests at heart, guys.
It's going massively downhill and massively corrupt, in my opinion.
Kirk were digitally tagged under the label of outreach. I'm going to reach out to these people afterwards. And at the same time, reports suggest that Charlie had rejected an enormous financial offer connected to foreign interests, sparking internal turmoil at Turning Points USA. More of that story, I'm sure, will come out. Was this data tracking campaign simply about outreach or something much deeper? The timing of those contracts and the mass digital sweep of Christians attending this event demands answers. Joining us now is the journalist who first uncovered this entire network, Brian Ferentz. He's an investigative reporter whose work has been exposing the data mining operations here, money trails that few other people are willing to touch. Brian, thank you for joining us here on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's start with what you found buried in these contracts here and these FARA documents.
Sure, that's a good point. And I do just want to say, first of all, you know, the assassination of Charlie Kirk was an absolute tragedy. And, you know, it was shocking. I saw your show earlier, I think it was 4 days ago, talking about, you know, the potential military involvement, other foreign involvement. And what is shocking to me is that, you know, most of his employees at Turning Point USA have not been questioning this clearly false narrative by the FBI. So I'll tie into that in just a second. So in terms of this FARA document that you were mentioning, I do want to give credit to several other investigative reporters that assisted me. That's all. If you follow me on X at Brian Ferentz1 or brianferentz.com, they're all sourced and referenced there. So I want to give credit to them as well. But if you go into that FARA document, one church that you see very prominently is Dream City Church. And Dream City Church in Phoenix, Arizona is where Charlie Kirk, it's highlighted there. He has all of his fundraisers, all of his rallies there at Dream City Church. Hosts Trump there, TPUSA holds their AmFest there. And in an article in the Arizona Republic, Pastor Tommy Barnett was mentioning in the article, first of all, he was comparing, you know, Charlie Kirk to Jesus, which, you know, some would maybe question that. But he was mentioning that during one of their services, they played an AI recording of Charlie Kirk's voice, like beyond the grave, saying, you know, first of all, I want you to know I'm fine, not because my body is fine, but because my soul is secure in Christ. And I knew the risk, and I do it all again. So that was an AI video that they played. But the Dream City Church, if you look,
that's insane.
I need to say, like, that's sick. Like, how was not everybody in that church just like disgusted? Like, that is so morbid and just wrong. And this is like, I know everybody is using AI, but this is wrong. And it's manipulation. And also, that's what I was saying before. How are we going to know what Charlie actually said anymore?
Yeah.
Because if they're doing this in a church, do you not think that they're going to be doing it elsewhere?
Yeah. I mean, we won't play you the whole clip, guys, because it's 25 minutes. But towards the end of this, he does talk about what you just said as well. How, you know, TPSA, Erica Kirk on that live stream they did, I think it was last week, when they said they've got hours and hours of footage of Charlie. They've got like years worth of stuff they can put out there. How do we know that the content they're going to be putting out on Charlie's own
That's actually so fucking true.
On social media? How do we know that won't be AI generated material?
We don't.
How will we know that that's really Charlie's words, or is it something manipulated? And look, guys, look at the timeline, look at the evidence, look at what we've talked about for the past few days. They've misrepresented everything that he said. Mm-hmm. They've misrepresented his views. They try to twist things to suit their donors, to suit their supporters. How can we trust what they're going to be putting out in future over the next few years? How can we trust that those are actually Charlie's real thoughts or actually Charlie's real voice or words? We can't.
We won't be able to.
You can't be trusted because, like this guy has just said, they're already doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
They're already playing AI clips, AI stuff of Charlie now.
Yeah.
Who's to say they won't do that again?
That's a great point, because we won't know unless we're able to solidify that that's like an AI video. But what if we can't? What if they're using technology that's like not available to like the public because they've got their own tech agents? And this is how we'll get into the geotagging stuff. But what if their videos are undetectable by AI, but made by AI? I don't know.
Well, even if they're not, even if you can detect that they're AI, not everybody's going to check, right?
No, but people will expose it. But
people will expose it.
At the same time, not everybody will see that either.
But it's like with any news, even if something's not true, something will come out, for example, and then it'll get debunked the next day, but everyone believes it because the news cycle is so quick. It's like it used to be a 24-hour news cycle. Now it's like a 6-hour news cycle. Something comes out within a few hours later, it's done. The next story's here. It'd be the same thing with that. Same thing.
Yeah.
Look into their alliances and what they're doing. They have on their website several pro-Israel websites. So that's why I personally believe that Dream City Church is not passive in this geofencing. It says in the documentation all these churches, they're going to be conducting this geofencing. It can include connecting to the wireless network of that church, for example, but certainly entering any of those physical boundaries. And then, Pastor Tommy Barnett, given some of his comments and some of their pro-Israel stances, I believe they're an active participant. The $4.1 million from Israel that they're spending, it also includes paying pastors in their homilies, in writings, to deliver this pro-Israel messaging and propaganda.
Paying pastors, paying influencers, paying media companies, buying TikTok.
And what did we what did we bring you guys on the show last week? Where Netanyahu clearly openly says that we need to use influencers and we need to use X and TikTok as weapons. The cavalry doesn't work anymore. Swords, they don't work anymore. We need to use what's available to us today. And then they're spending money on churches in America, not Jewish like synagogues or whatever. They're using like isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm
synagogues.
Like, you laughed and I was like, oh shit. But anyway, they're using churches to fund what exactly? And then they're paying pastors for what? Let me guess, is it 7,000 to 14,000 per sermon? Is that like the equivalent to the social media posts that they're paying influencers, 7,000 to 14,000 per post?
Who knows?
So like it's actually nuts. Okay.
Got Tony in the chat as well.
Yeah. Good to see you, Tony.
Good to see you, Tony.
Hope you're doing well.
Hope you're doing well, mate.
Hope you're surviving there in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
And so I have some concerns there, especially how closely related Turning Point is to Dream City Church. So that's in the FAIR documentation. It does reference similar to what Andrew Kolvet mentioned about, I think he said geotagging there, but it's very, very similar. And then there's some concerning connections also between Turning Point has created a company called Superfeed Technologies Incorporated, and they run several large apps, including Scott Pressler's Early Vote Action app. And if you look at the privacy data there, it says very clearly this information may be shared. Yeah, so that what's being shared on the screen, Turning Point USA, Superfeed Technologies which is a company created as a foreign for-profit company in Arizona. Behind
Wait a minute, it's a foreign for-profit company that's running all of these apps?
The filing is actually listed there. I think I might have sent it to your producer. I have it handy as well. But it lists the directors, and it mentions it's a foreign for-profit company. And they're basically making the apps for Turning Point, the apps for Scott Pressler's Early Vote Action, several GOP groups, and any ballot chasing. Yeah, there it is. You can see at the top, it's a little bit blurry there, but that's off of the Arizona Corporate Commission website. It used to be called a different name, but Superfeed Technologies. And you can see not only is Tyler Boyer mentioned there, who was the COO of Turning Point Action. I believe he's now the CEO of Turning Point Action, which Charlie Kirk used to hold that position. But also Erica Kirk's mother, Lori, I forget the pronunciation, but it's Lori Frensiv or something like that. She's listed on the board of directors of Superfeed Technologies as well. So I think there's a couple things to connect now, given that you have their official Turning Point spokesman and the Charlie Kirk Show producer talking about geofencing through tech partners. You have their very closely aligned Dream City Church, which talked. The pastor also talked about their growing relationship with Charlie Kirk. It was ordained by God. The program will continue. That's their official location for all their rallies. They're actively involved in this geofencing, this Israel, propaganda campaign. And then you have Superfeed Technologies, which is Tyler Boyer again, and it's a Turning Point created company. Anyone who downloaded that app, it's very likely, it says at least in the privacy agreement, that your data may be shared with third parties. So, did Turning Point and Superfeed license or sell that data to Israel directly, to other companies? And again, they make a lot of other apps, including news apps. You can see it listed there. There's a bunch of GOP apps.
So basically, if you personally, anybody watching right now has downloaded any of these apps, what happens to your data?
Well, it depends specifically on the app. But if you look between the Google Play Store and then in iTunes, it says the different privacy and what is released. And in some of them, it says by downloading it, you agree to their privacy policy and you give license to share your email address, your location, your app usage, your phone MEI, your unique identifier. And then there's a couple other items in there that varies from app to platform. But basically, that's all the geofencing data. That's exactly what they need to know who you are, who your known associates are, where you go, what you do. Think about taking an Uber app that's saying the time when you enter and leave an event. And then, some of these apps have a lot of information, not just location information, but it's very easily used for marketing. It's very easily used for propaganda. It was used by the federal government to process.
Yeah, it's nuts, because to me, what they've done is whoever's behind it, whoever's, Israel, he later reveals, so a foreign country has got access to, I think Andrew Kolvet mentioned it was 270,000 people.
277,000.
Yeah, who are at this TPUSA memorial thing for Charlie Kirk. So they know that there's 277,000 people in the same place with the same views, with the same mindset. And they can track the names. They can look at your social media. They can manipulate things. And the same thing happened. I think the same thing happened with the January 6th thing.
Yeah.
As well. A similar kind of thing happened there, where the government did a similar thing and tracked everyone who was involved with that event as well. So it's nothing new. This has went on before, but to do this
but the difference is this one is selling it to a foreign country.
Yeah, and it's done at a fucking memorial.
Yeah.
As well. Which, of course, it was a fake memorial. We've all seen it. It was like
but the people who went weren't.
Yeah, the people who
wanted to grieve the loss.
Of course, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that the people who went weren't going there for genuine reasons. I'm saying the event itself was
like a WWE
was like a
showdown.
WWE. It was like New Year's Eve. You know, it was like it was fireworks going off everywhere. You may as well have like a fucking trans fucking drag show on stage. You know what I mean? That's how ridiculous it was.
Yeah.
You know? That's how ridiculous it was.
Yeah, it was very strange. Got Tony saying, I use a VPN on my phone and I have it set to another state and my apps still know my location.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get away from it. VPNs are fake.
You can't hide.
I mean, they're not fake, but they're not completely undetectable.
Yeah.
They still know where you are.
Yeah. But I mean, just to sum it up today, guys, we're going to leave it there for today. But just to sum it up, you know, what's happened the past 2 weeks, there's a lot of moving pieces, and what we've just played, we'll link this in to the show so you can check it out yourselves. Yeah. It's worth a watch.
We highly recommend to watch the full thing.
I don't want to play it all because I don't want to disrespect another show and play all their show on our show.
Yeah. But we do love Redacted.
But we'll link it in for you to check out. But it's well worth a watch. And the journalist Brian, he goes into some more details, and I think it was really creepy what he was saying about the AI, how they're already using Charlie Kirk's likeness in an AI clip or something.
Yeah, I think it's sick.
Yeah,
like just flat out. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, and it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, to be honest. And you know, it's just not a good thing to do. And I think he even goes on to talk about this towards the end of the clip here. But he talks about how he had feedback from people who were at this event, and you know, there was a lot of people who were kind of not disgusted, but some were, and vowed to not go to those, the churches on the list, and they were saying how like they were asking for donations all the time to buy this, to buy that, all the while Turning Point USA. I mean, how much money have they raked in? How much money have they fucking made? Why are you asking for donations? I think even you said it on the show a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was last week, about why are they even asking for donations at this point? Yeah, and I said at the time as well that like at the memorial, instead of having a booth set up or whatever where they're selling merchandise, give it for free. At that event, like it's pennies to them. Give the merch for free. Maybe limit one per customer, whatever. One per person, but like it's a memorial for Charlie. Like just give it away. We like the day that he died, he was giving hats away for free. Like, I mean, I don't think that would have been so horrible just that day to just give out some merch for free. You know, I don't think that it, honestly, they would have been more respected and people would have been so grateful in a time where they were mourning Charlie and at that memorial in support of him. Well, it would have been a great, I just think that would have been such a nice gesture. Yeah, and also a fantastic PR move for the company. It would have been. It actually would have been. I mean, who's running the marketing department here? Who's running? Complete idiots, in my opinion. Who's running like that part of the business? Yeah, let's charge people that day. Let's charge people. Like I do know that our boss and the founder of the company was murdered on TV, but yeah, let's make even more money, guys. Like it makes zero sense, and it's just disgusting. Like you've said, you know, and I know that like people wanted to donate as well to Erica and family because that was their only way maybe to show that they supported and are with them during that time. But I mean, again, a multimillionaire getting money from people who, I'm sure some of those donations were people just scraping by, but wanted to do even something. Like those fundraisers, I think there was like 3 or 4 of them, have raised over $11 million. And Charlie's net worth was somewhere around 12 to 14 million. Their house alone was worth like 4.4 million that she's living in. And then I think that they have some more assets as well. You've been doing your research. Jesus. I have, because I just think like I understand why people do those donations, but like if you go on some of these websites, like I think it was like Give, Send, Go or GoFundMe, all these things, like
you see like some families like posting for help when like they have like a child that's going to die of cancer or like these diseases where they can't pay the bills, and then you know they just like are barely scraping by and they're like ridden with something just horrific, and then you see somebody else, yes, in a horrific situation, but will be fine comfortably and financially. That to me, it's like, I wouldn't have even accepted that money. Like, I would have been like, no, don't start those. Like, I appreciate it so much. If you want to donate, find somebody random that you don't even know on there who looks like they're struggling and donate to them. Like, that's like something that I would do instead, because I know that I'd be fine financially. And I don't know. I mean, to each their own. And I know that people wanted to donate for the goodness, like from the goodness of their hearts. But I don't think that Erica was going to be struggling by any means. And now she's CEO as well. So she'll be making an income from that.
Yeah. And that's just the one that she got in like the public. I mean, of course, people would have been given the money behind the scenes as well.
Yeah. So I don't know.
You know,
I mean, it's just like a side thing. I just think
to me, it adds to the story. It adds to the context of again, it's all about the money to me. This whole thing boils down to money, you know, and I know someone was killed, but it's getting more, you know, more and more is being revealed that this is all coming down to money, you know, and what you just said, it ties into it to me.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah. But anyway, guys, we'll
just also sad.
It is sad. But anyway, we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been a good show. Good discussion.
I'll be linking. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. You go first.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just going to say, I'll be linking everything. All these clips that we played tonight. On X, I'll leave it in the comment section of this video. And on YouTube, I'll put it in the description. So make sure you guys, I honestly just watch the full clip of the redacted video. If you do nothing else, just watch that, and also like our show and subscribe, of course, and give us a follow on X as well. We've got a lot of people watching. It's free and we're not asking for money, but it does help support our channel, and you know, we really love it. We go live 5 days a week, 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. You know, we're just doing the work and appreciate it.
Well, we're just speaking our minds. I mean, we've said this before, but it's like a therapy session for me. Because you know, we're at work all day, we come home, and it's like, let's go on a live stream and just
this is on top of our day jobs and with 2 kids at home,
and just talk about the world. So and to me, the big story is this. This is the only story what people should be kind of focused on. It's the most important story. We need to expose this. We need to expose the truth. And you know, there's good people who are doing good work, trying to expose it.
Yeah.
And we're fully supportive of these people, for sure.
Don't shy away from the truth. Just live in it.
Yeah.
And you know, listen to the people who are in public. They're saying, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Start listening.
For sure. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Take it easy, guys.